Hey everyone, and thanks for joining me back here on the mat. Here in Australia, the weather's actually been really good, but we are heading into summer. We're in the last month of spring. We're heading there's hints of summer, and the days are getting a little warmer. We are also not far out from Christmas, and life is starting to feel a little bit busy. So, this practice, as we work with the seasons, is going to we're going to start to slow things down a little bit. And this will be the perfect antidote for that craziness that we might be starting to experience. And particularly, we can come back to as we get closer to the crazy season that is the end of the year and Christmas. So we will use a block, but if you don't have a block, some pillows and stuff is perfectly fine. It'll be a little bit of movement with some longer hold postures. So to begin, let's start down on our backs. We'll start all the way down on our backs. Feet to the floor, knees bent. Take those wriggles, that movement, just allow the spine to be long and comfortable. Arms rest wherever you feel they need to be today. The feet are mat distance apart, and once we find that length in the body, we can begin to drop our awareness into the physical body. Take that time to check in. Noticing how we feel physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever's there and coming up for you. You don't have to observe anything too intensely. You don't have to judge anything. And if you feel like you don't have the time or that you should be doing something else, know that this is exactly where you should be if that's your state of mind in particular. Notice your breathing. This time is for you. Be curious with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And when you're ready to start movement, just gently beginning to windscreen wipe the knees from side to side. Moving with our breath. Breath guides the movement. There's no right or wrong, just letting the movement come. Trying to keep our attention here on the mat. And that's the idea of our practice, generally of all of our practices together, is just carving out some time to be present, but in particular, all right, next turn the knees are to the right, let them rest down. Arms can stay wherever you had them, or maybe you want to take them up over the head and take the gaze to the left. Completely up to you. I'm going to hold here for some time, so just allow yourself to begin to really soften. Notice where you're holding tension in the body. And can you let that go? 2 more rounds of breath here. And slowly making that connection to the body and bring the body back to neutral. And before we go to the other side, hug the knees into the chest. And take whatever you need here, movement, stillness, and maybe some circles of the knees. And when that feels complete, feet back to the floor, mat distance, knees drop over to the left. And again, just setting up into the posture. Maybe looking over to the right. Slow down the breathing. Drop into your body. Two more rounds of breath. And gently knees back to the sky. Feet together. And then we'll either roll to the side to come up, or you can rock up to a comfortable seat. Finding that seat, you can be cross-legged, legs wide, whatever it is that you need here. Feet don't have to be particularly close into the body. Maybe you like them a bit further out, you can have them in. It is completely up to you. Just find a posture that resonates with you today. Connect in with the belly, ground down through your sits bones. Feel that sense of groundedness and just come back into the space. We want a nice open chest, shoulders are back and down, length through the neck. And just notice how that feels. When you're ready, dropping right ear to the right shoulder. Noticing that length through the side of the neck. Option for the right hand to come up just above the left ear. We're not pulling, just gentle pressure, intensifying that sensation of stretch there. And gently release the hand if it's there. Chin drops down to the chest. Pause here. And left ear to the left shoulder. Again, if you like, option to bring that left hand on top, just above the right ear. Slowly let that grip go if we've got it. Again, chin down to the chest, and this time we can just move straight into some movement. Semicircles, full circles, whatever calls to you. And if it suits to get the spine involved, feel free to make it a nice full movement. You want to keep the torso still and just move from the neck. That option is there too. And then let's bring the neck back to neutral, nice and tall. And we will move through some seated cat-cows. Chest pulls through and we round back, tuck the chin. Letting that movement be nice and fluid. And then option to stay exactly as we are. We can add in some circles. Belly guiding us in one direction. And then gently rolling the other direction. And we slowly bring ourselves back to center. Shake out the shoulders. Shake out the arms. Hands, arms. Just have that little bit of release and let it all go. Wriggle as much as you need. And then coming back to our neutral position, back into some stillness. Tension on the body. Maybe there's tingling. Maybe not. Just seeing what's there. All right, we're going to leave the right leg out in front. Left leg's coming behind. We can be, actually, let's take it a little wider. So as much as we can, let's look for this 90 angle here. So right leg is parallel with the front of the mat. And then that left leg is out and back here as well. Of course, depending on knees and body, this leg can be closer up this way, or we can come here and close it down. But let's look for the space if we have it today. Ground down that both sits bones are connected to the earth. We've got that connection with the belly. A block is there handy out to the side. And then we're going to make our way into a twist. So arms are going to twist up and over, twist coming from the belly. Left hand to the right knee. Find a lot of length here through the spine. Maybe looking back, maybe forward, maybe finding some movement through the neck. Holding our twist for a few more breaths. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then option to stay exactly as you are, or to bring the right forearm down to the mat. Left arm can come up and over. Holding here. We're active through that bottom arm. Forearm is actively finding that resistance into the floor. Two more breaths here. And then we'll slowly begin to rotate the chest down towards the mat. If we were still up in our twist, we're going to come down into a forward fold. Block is there if we need it. Sometimes it can be nice to place underneath the right arm, help get into that twist a little more. You can also place it this way and have both forearms resting on it. We can bring forearms or even forehead down to the mat. Option also for the block to rest, the head to rest on the block. Many options. You cycle through them, pick what you need. Few more rounds of breath. And very gently begin to peel ourselves back up. Before unraveling, open the chest. Really work to lift and open the chest. You find that space through the front body. And then we unravel. Right leg stays in front, bent. Left leg's going to come out to the side, straight. Now make our way into a side bend in the other direction. Option for it to be more active, less active, we can bring left arm straight down to the inside of that extended leg, right arm up and over. Or if we want something a little bit more restorative, we can bring the block to the leg so that we have a bit of support for the elbow to then rest the temple on the knuckles. And we can either come up and over or take a bit of a bind here and wrap that right arm back behind towards the hip crease on the left side. So you decide what you need here. And just finding that. Top hand pulls this all the way up, plants behind. We're going to open again through the front line of the body so that left hand can either come up and back and we can keep the hips on the floor, just open the chest and the front line like this, or we can press into those right fingertips and lift the hips for a little bit more intense sensation there. Breathing here, hips press forward, soften through the neck. If we're lifted, we slowly come back down. We're going to do all that on the other side now. So extend both legs, just give them a little shake out while we're here. Maybe pedal through the feet, circles, just a little something. And then we're going to take it to the other side. Want our left leg out in front. So this box shape, if we can, otherwise we can bring it in a little closer. Position the block for when and if we need. And then let's find that twist. Right arm, right hand to the left knee. Bit of pressure there can help to open. We can use the arms in our twist, but let's connect into those abdominals as well. Something to think about in a twist, if we have a block, to place it behind that back arm, just allows that little bit more space for the spine to twist without perhaps finding that bend. Breathing here and settling into the stillness. And just that little reminder that if we're finding it hard to sink into stillness today, if we're feeling guilty about being on the mat or that there's a million other things that you could be doing, it's okay that you're spending time on yourself. This is important too. Gently unravel. I'm going to reposition myself, but you can stay exactly as you are. Unravel, legs stay as they are, left forearm to the mat. Find that openness through the right side body. Few more rounds of breath. Gently beginning to find that rotation. If we're lacking space in the spine today and we want to stay up on the hands, we can, but just rotate the chest towards the floor. Otherwise, we are making our way into that forward fold. A block is there if needed. Allow yourself to sink into stillness. Slowly beginning to peel the body up before we unravel, opening the chest, pressing into the hands. Find as much lift and openness through the front body as you can. And then we release the twist. Left leg stays in front, right leg goes long. We're going to come into our side bend here. Remember all the options. We can have that hand in front of the leg. We can have the block there for support. Something a little bit more yin-like. Just seeing what you need. Also, it's important to remember that sides don't have to match. Something that felt right on one side may need something a little different on the other side. So listen in and choose where you need to be. Last few breaths here. And slowly we begin to peel ourselves up. Left hand plants. You can keep the hips down and just open the chest from there. Or we're pressing hips forward, pelvis forward. Opening up through that frontline body. And very slowly we come down. Legs out in front. Bring the feet to the floor. They can be as wide as you like. And just beginning to fold forward. Allow there to be space. If you need the wider space, you can. Maybe grabbing shins, ankles, feet. And just gently tuck the chin. Fold forward. Allowing there to be a lot of softness here. We'll make our way into our Shavasana in a moment. And gently making our way up, all the way down onto our backs. Once again, knees into the chest. Last little bit of movement, whatever that needs to be for you. A little bit of release. And then when you're ready, we'll find that position, our final position of rest, whatever that needs to be for you. Feet to the floor, legs long. Arms to the side, above the head or on the body. Wherever you need to be that suits you. Slight tuck of the shoulders, length through the spine. And just begin to soften. Don't rush this bit. Allow yourself to be here. Slowly beginning to deepen your breath. Once again, observation through the body, checking in with how we're feeling, physically, mentally, spiritually. Beginning to invite that movement through the hands and the feet, whatever it is we need, maybe a nice big stretch, arms above the head. And when we're ready, gently rolling to your side. Give yourself a few rounds of breath here. And gently peel ourselves all the way up to a seated position to close out our practice. Ground down through your seat. Find length through the spine. Soft face. Maybe placing one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. And as we close out our practice today, offering yourself that gratitude, yourself for making time, gratitude for our practice. And maybe one other thing that you're grateful for today. And we finish with a gentle smile on our face. Thank you guys so much for joining in. And please remember that rest and stillness is important too, even when life gets a little bit hectic. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Take care.